Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chit the Chat podcast, episode 8. I'm Dallin.
I'm Jace.
And I'm Joe.
And this week we have a very special guest on the podcast. Joe, would you like to introduce her?
We have my lovely, beautiful wife. Dear, say hello to everybody.
Hello.
What's your name, my love?
Jade.
She's so excited to be on the podcast tonight.
As you can clearly tell in the tone of her voice. Well, Jade, we're excited to have you here. I've heard that you two, especially Joe, has had a pretty exciting weekend. How did that go for you?
Well, it was all of us, actually. So on Friday...
I wasn't there.
I also was not there.
All of us... I mean...
You were there in heart.
I meant the people that matter. Me, Jade, and Elliot.
Okay. So roughly 50%.
You said
plus
me.
the
I
one
thought you
not
were
on
just
the
saying
podcast.
me. It's fine.
I'm glad we're the fodder here, Joe.
The what?
Fodder.
I thought he said father.
No, you said fodder.
I'm like, you're not the father. That's the point.
All right, what did you do this weekend?
So on Friday, Jade came down to Salt Lake and met me at work, and we went to the
That's nice.
Discovery. No, she didn't meet me at work. She came down to Salt Lake. I left work, and we met at the Gateway and went to the Discovery Center.
Discovery Gateway.
Discovery Gateway.
Oh.
Thank you, my love.
What
And
did you guys
took
do
the other.
there?
So it's like a children's museum place.
Did you guys ever go to the Children's Museum in elementary school, like for a field trip?
Yes.
When-
I got the coolest toy on earth.
Yeah.
So just
they-
like the planetarium?
No, it's not.
It's like
then
it was
I
like
went to the Treehouse Museum in Ogden.
it's kind of like that, but it's a
Okay.
bigger, like it's a whole building, and like they had like a rocket ship that you could go and play in. They had,
They had like
Oh, I have
they had
been there.
lots
Yeah.
of really cool stuff at this one though.
I remember being there because one of their toys is a cockpit for an airplane.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
so-
Elliot's favorite.
When I was a kid,
No,
going
that's
on
different.
to my first flight to Hawaii, I was looking in the cockpit and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And the pilot saw me and he's like, hey, come in. Do you want to start the engine? And I'm like,
Why
oh,
not?
yeah.
You got to
So-
start. You know,
Yeah, so I came in and he said, all right, start the engine by flicking up these 4 switches up here. And I'm like, you can't. And the plane started to rumble. And I'm like, I am all powerful.
It's like this.
As a
This
child.
this poor nerdy kid's got nothing else going for him. Let's go with this.
But so then when I was at this museum, I remember that airplane and I was like, I know how to start this. And the switches weren't there. And I'm like, this is bogus. This is a phony. I was
Yeah.
pretty upset.
That building that like you went to in elementary school, they don't have it open anymore.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I don't know why they closed it down, but they moved it, so now it's called Discovery Gateway, but it's essentially the Children's Museum.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like all different stuff.
All right. You guys had a pretty good time?
It was fun. Elliot really liked it. It was, if she was maybe 3 months older, she would have liked it even more. It was.
Mhm.
She's at a hard age where it's like, you want to take her to do like fun toddler things, and she likes to for a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
It was good though, because there's different areas where she, like when her attention span switched, she could
Just
go
to
to a
the
different
next
area.
thing.
There's
Yeah.
lots
There
to do
was
there.
lots of stuff.
I do think her favorite thing was a little like vacuum popper thingy, which we have at home also, but it's fine.
We get it
Kids-
just let her play.
You know, kids, they love the familiar.
There was like one of those tubes with air coming out the top that you put a ball on and
Right.
it floats.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Those are great.
So Elliot watched me put a ball on, watched what happened, and so I gave her a ball,
She's
and she
learning
like
science.
walked up to
And
it
she
and
threw
put it
it.
there, and it scared the crap out of her.
Oh.
She ran the other way.
Do they still have the giant pegboard there? Like, you know those things you buy that you compress your hand into it and all the needles pop out to show your hand on the other side?
No,
They
they
didn't
don't
have that.
have it.
They
They had
used
like
to
a-
have
Go
a
ahead.
giant one there, like probably like 10
You
feet
put your whole
wide,
body in it.
maybe like 6 feet tall. Yeah. And there would be like 10 or 15 people on either side doing it at the same time.
Hmm.
The problem came when someone was ready to put their face
Slam
in.
their fist
They would
into
put
it.
their face in, and someone on the other side would immediately put their
Punch
hand
it.
in.
Just
That's
poke
probably
their
why
eyes
they
out.
got
Poke
rid
their
of
eyes
it.
out, yeah. I was really hoping it wasn't still there. If it was, I was going to have concerns.
I feel like the old Children's Museum was more like for play. This one's more like to build your mind, I guess.
For
So there was
learning.
lots of like scientific stuff. There was a huge water table. There was like
Yeah.
a grocery store where you could go and be the cashier.
And I saw the water table, and I'm like, that looks like a mess.
What do
I
you
don't
learn
really
at the
want-
water table?
How to
Well, there was like little areas where you could put certain things into like slats,
like, change the
so that
direction
Oh,
of
I
the
see.
water.
where the
That's
water
pretty
would go
cool.
into a different
Oh.
river. Like,
But yeah, so that was really fun. And then we went to leave, and
Okay.
we parked in the parking garage.
Yeah.
and we could not find our car.
Okay, that's a problem.
We wandered and wandered and wandered. We parked in the north parking garage, and we wandered everywhere looking for a car, and then somehow we walked out the south parking garage. I'm like, where the hell are we? And so we were gonna eat at Tucanos down there. It's like a Brazilian awesome food place.
Sure.
But it was an hour and a half wait, and so we're like, okay,
That's a
let's
long
not do
time.
that. Yeah. So then we get lost, come out the south
Well,
garage.
first we looked for other places to eat, but
Yeah.
there's like nothing in the gateway anymore.
No,
It's
And-
yeah,
like
the
dead.
gateway's dead.
We were both slightly hangry.
There's a Costa Vida there.
Yeah.
They're
think
the
that's-
Panda Express.
yeah.
That's it.
and
Panda's,
Tucanos.
Panda's pretty cool.
We
Yeah,
were
but-
both slightly hangry, and it
Don't
was
get
just
Panda
like,
on a date night.
I don't get Panda ever. My wife is gluten-free, so I never get Chinese.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
We have gluten-free Chinese food at Ohana.
Oh, there you go.
which is the restaurant where Jade is a waitress at.
Oh, I'll
Um,
check it out.
But anyways, we're both kind of hangry, yelling about who's...
Nobody was yelling.
Yeah, nobody's yelling.
Who forgot where the car was?
yeah.
Hmm.
The problem was that we were both so excited to go and do something that neither of us paid attention to
Right.
level or
Level or
number.
north
How do
or
you-
south.
I've absolutely
I was
never
so
had a
lost.
problem with
I
it.
was so lost.
I've heard like the horror stories of
Yeah.
like, oh, you better remember your
I
section
mean,
and level.
I did
and-
say I think it's a level up, and that's where it was.
wow, Joey, you're playing with fire.
If you want to throw me under the bus on your podcast, I can whip out some embarrassing
I could have just
stories.
gone up and been like, no, it's level up. I don't know.
When
I didn't know where it was either, really.
When I was in Disneyland this year, I was with my wife's family. We couldn't find the rental car after we went and had dinner one night, and we're just in this parking garage trying to figure out where it's at. We couldn't figure out what level it was on. We're sitting there honking the horn like
Yeah,
cooking
that's
the
how
lock
that's
button
how
or
this
whatever.
was.
And
I was pushing the button.
we
could
couldn't
not
tell if
find
it was on the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, the fourth floor. We tried like all of them, and it all sounded the same. We're honking this horn, and we just like couldn't find it.
You guys both don't like Seinfeld, so we won't talk to you.
Well,
I was about to say this is exactly the Seinfeld.
Yeah, there's a
episode.
Seinfeld episode where they get
The
lost in a
entire
parking
episode is about
garage,
this, yeah.
Mhm.
and then Jerry has to pee, and they can't even figure out how to get back to the mall or something like that. So Jerry just pees in the parking garage, and then he turns around and there's a cop there. and
Yeah,
they-
that's always how that happens.
What did they have in the back of the car? Was that pigeons or something like that?
I don't.
It was
it's
gonna
been a very
die.
long time since I've watched
They had
a Seinfeld
something in the
episode.
back of the car, so it was a time urgent. They had to get to it.
They like split up, didn't they?
We did end up finding the car.
Your experience was probably scarier though because you
It's a
were in a
rental.
different car. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, now what does it look like?
That's what I
again?
would be doing.
Uh,
So
we-
it's pink, right? No, it's blue. Damn.
Luckily, we could remember what it looked like. We ended up splitting up, and two of us were down at the bottom two floors honking the horn, trying to find it. The other two were on the top two floors, just trying to find it. And then once one of us found it, I think the other group found it, and they just started yelling at us. And they're like, "It's on X floor," and we ended up getting there.
Because
but
the worst of
it took
of
forever.
car parking lot is you can't call and say, "Hey, I found it." No one
No,
has any service.
you
in
have
parking
to
lot.
yell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty terrible.
I actually did the same thing at Death Mountain today.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I remember looking at the level that I parked my car and saying I should remember that,
hmm
and then I couldn't remember it, and so I went to the very top level and then
Yeah.
just started walking down.
Oh my gosh.
It was pain in the butt.
One time on my mission, I was in a car with three other
Did you get to drive
missionaries.
on your mission?
Yeah, I drove a lot. I really like driving over
They
there.
got a
It's
lot of
better.
area.
Do they drive
Yeah,
on the
mission.
left?
Yes.
Was that strange?
It felt
Was it
way
hard
more-
to get used to?
No, it felt way more natural. Honestly, I like it a lot better
Yeah, you're
than
a
driving
heathen.
on the right
that's
side.
weird.
No, you haven't done it. It feels way more natural.
Because I'm an
just,
American, I do
Yeah.
it the right way.
Just
Yeah.
just wait until you do it. It feels
No, I don't think I
I
will.
fully plan on not doing that.
Anyways,
I would drive into. I just drive straight into somebody somehow.
I definitely would take
I
I can
roundabouts
say
the
the
wrong
only
way.
the
I'll tell
only
you
part
that much.
the
Yeah.
only part that felt wrong or weird about it is that when I'm taking a left turn, it's a sharp turn, and when I'm
Right.
taking a right turn, it's wide.
But it would screw me
That's
up.
the only weird.
It would screw me up for life because
Yeah.
then I would come back to America and I would
you'd have
think,
that
wait,
couple of seconds where you're
which
like, am I on
side
the
do
right
I drive
side?
on now?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I accidentally walk to the wrong side of the car to get in.
Well, that's the lesser of those two problems.
Wrong country, and then I run over the
Wrong
other side.
country.
Anyway, so on my mission, we parked in a parking lot, and we were full of missionaries parking on the top place is always the cheapest because
'Cause
you
you
have
gotta
to
walk
walk
farther.
far. You're gonna get your car pooped on.
And you get rained on.
Yeah. So we parked on the top.
Right.
And we started walking to the elevators, and there was one other poor woman that she got in the elevator as well with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we started to go down, and elevators are always so...
They take a while.
Yeah, and they're terrible environments. One of the elders spoke up and talked to the woman, and he's like, well, this is your worst nightmare.
Yeah, she
That
surrounded
was
by
his
5
opening line,
missionaries.
and she, like, backs against the wall. And
And she thinks she's about to be robbed.
she
by
thinks
all
she's
these
going to be
people.
mugged. Yeah.
Or it's like the
Mugged
FBI
by
is
some
in
dudes in
there.
their shirt and tie.
And I don't think he knows that that's what she was thinking, but he's like, you're in an elevator full of Mormons. And then she just takes a breath away.
What an
You could
idiot.
just see the terror leave her face so quickly. I wasn't planning on saying anything, but the rest of it, we parked on floor 5. We were probably about at floor 4 by the time that happened.
She probably pushed the open elevator button. Get me out of here.
So getting to the bottom, he
Doesn't
didn't
even
say
work.
anything for
That
the
was
rest
all
of it.
he said.
That's all he
Oh,
said. So
no.
getting
We're
to
a
the
bunch of
bottom,
Mormons.
so getting to the bottom of the elevator was so awkward. And we got off, and I practically just ran. I was getting
That
out
does
of that
not
situation.
sound like your kind of situation.
I wouldn't have handled
It
that
wasn't
well either.
great. And then I was with that same missionary the rest of the day, and it just started downpouring on us. And
You talk about how it was your worst nightmare too.
no, it was insane how much. It was probably some of the most rain I've seen in 2 years there.
That's saying something.
It was a lot. It was one of the worst days. But anyways, through that day, we probably taught like 5 people just on the streets, asking like, "Hey, do you want to just sit down here and teach
Right.
and listen?" It was pretty sweet. Like that's just unheard of, and
Like
let
just
alone
to get
there's
out of the rain.
a torrential rainstorm. One woman just stood in the
She's
middle
like,
of the
I'll stand
sidewalk
by you. I just
while we
would
taught
rather
the
you not
entire
talk to me.
first lesson. No, she was asking us questions.
she?
It was insane. It was a crazy day for me.
So you said something about poop. You said
Okay.
bird poop.
Where are you going with
So
this?
I was.
No.
It's too late, dear. I've
I
already
like
said
where
it.
this is heading.
So I was scrolling through the old Facebook this morning, and I saw
It
is
something.
old.
I saw something that said, you can get $100,000 for your kidney. Poverty is a choice, and I was like,
No.
you can what? And so, of course, now on my search history at work is
How
how do I sell my
donate a
kidney? And I guess you can't. It's illegal in the U.S. But then somehow I wandered.
So nonchalantly.
I wandered onto a website that said, because this is illegal in the U.S., here are body parts that you can sell.
What I'm guessing your fingers.
Gallbladder.
So you can sell, your donate your plasma.
Yeah.
Right.
What else would you think you could donate?
Your eyes.
You're getting close.
Semen.
Well, yes, but something else.
Many people.
Can you donate?
You
your
talked
poop?
to yes, you can donate your poop.
How much money can I
$40 a
make?
load.
Ooh.
What?
I might
And
make
you can
some
do
money.
So you do it. You do it. They encourage you to do it 4 times a week. So it's
Ooh.
$40
That's
a
good
time.
money.
And if you do it a 5th time, the 5th one's $50.
Ooh.
I'm pooping anyway.
This
Holy
sounds
crap.
like my dream.
Literally.
You just have to catch it in a bag and mail it to
I
them, or
don't know.
what?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
I decided I
They
should
supply the
not
bag?
continue to research how to donate my poop
Well,
on
I'm
my
gonna
work
start.
computer.
Yeah, I'm with Dallin.
Do you
Whenever you find out,
Do
give
you
me
know
a
how
tell.
much I could use that money for shit?
You could go from plasma to poop.
Yeah. Pooping is way more
That
fun.
sounds like the crappiest job.
Way better.
Anyways, sorry, I just ruined the whole joke. Let's
yeah,
say
that
that.
was
So,
awful.
what are you donating it for?
So I guess it helps
Research?
with some
Probably some
kind of type C
type C.
disease.
Hepatitis?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's surely not hepatitis. Joe. I
Cool.
can tell you it's not.
I really don't
hepatitis.
remember.
It's not.
It's cures some kind of infection somehow. The poop does. I really. Don't.
Wow.
That's an infection.
Okay, but what if like that person has that infection?
You know
Well,
what? I
I'm
bet?
sure they
In
do
the
strenuous.
You know
poop
what?
testing.
I'm willing to bet that like only certain people have like a certain bacteria in their poop, and that they'll pay you for the first send. But if you don't have the bacteria, they'll be like, "We don't
But
need you."
it said something like
Might be true.
you can make like $13,000 a year donating your poops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
how much I
I would
make.
definitely be on top of that.
Yeah, that's about how much you make a year.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I could double my income
Doubles his
You wouldn't
income
even
by
have to work.
pooping.
by bagging my
Yeah, you
poops
could
and
stop.
send-
Well, I would
Stop
assume you
working
go to like
now.
a poop center.
I don't think so.
Like a
Do you,
plastic.
do you know of many
Hey,
poop centers
there's
in
just-
Ogden?
there's just a row of stalls where people are pooping in buckets or something. I don't know.
You go into a stall and you just poop into this hole and it bags it for you. There's
Yeah,
like a machine.
it's like
like Roman.
It does the gravity thing where it like closes the bag.
I'm
as it
sure they
goes
got some
through, and
high
It's got
tech
another one ready.
Poop collecting technology, but I just know that I need to get paid for what I'm best at.
Yeah, I'm on board with this.
I'm amazed.
Yeah, I don't know what on earth you could do with that.
They
other
all
than
would
just
pass out
research.
before getting
No,
to any research
they would
of
give
your
me
poop.
extra money. Like, this
4
is the
times
strongest
4,
poop I've ever smelled.
160, and then you're
Let me-
50.
let me-
$210 a week.
Babe, if you're wondering
Seems
why
pretty good.
in the search history you're about to say why you're about to see why do you donate your poop, now you know.
I am.
You're-
So speaking of search history, this I don't know.
This doesn't
This
sound good for Joe.
might be like inappropriate, but so one day I was at work at Ohana and
Uh-huh.
one of the dishwashers was talking about that Logan Paul kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we've
hear
talked crap on
everything
him on
about
the
that?
podcast
We were
before.
just talking about
Yeah,
it
we've
in the house.
talked about him
So-
already today.
He apparently made some statement about necrophilia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He got
he's
got
a
pooped on
So-
quite a bit for that. He's
Wait,
not a
what
good
is this?
dude.
Fear of the dead?
No,
Necrophilia
necrophilia is having
is people
sexual
wanting to
relations
do
with
stuff
dead
with the
people.
dead.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought phobia.
No,
No.
No.
Okay.
no.
So, anyways, this dishwasher, you and this dishwasher would get along. Anyways, so this
Oh.
dishwasher was like, I don't even understand why he's getting so much crap. This is just the fear of the night. He's talking about the
What?
fear of
Oh,
the
so
night.
he
What?
thought it was
You're
fear.
right.
It
We
was
would've
phobia
gone for
and
he thought-
night.
He thought it was the night, and I'm like, no, and I won't say his name just in case this ever
Yeah.
comes up to him. But
Good idea.
he
We
was
know
like,
who you are.
I was like, are you serious? You don't know what necrophilia is? And
You had to
get
explain this
terrible-
at work.
Yeah, well, and you get terrible service at Ohana. So my
Mhm.
phone, I can't get it to search. So there's like 5 different searches
Ooh.
of necrophilia.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
no.
so we share a Google account, so we just see each other, and I'm like, what is going on
Joe
right now?
calls me and he's like,
Am I about
"Why?"
to get
Jade's
murdered?
gonna get like murder you and just have some fun that night.
Apparently, there's some other word that's like the fear of the night that's like a kind of the same. Like
Probably
it sounds-
necrophobia.
No, it's probably
No.
Necro means dead.
narcophobia.
Yeah, probably narco.
Narco, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what it is narcophobia. But anyways, he was like trying to stand up for Logan Paul, and I was like, "You have no idea
no.
What
you're
a
talking
bad
about."
idea.
That man.
But
does
so
not
our
need
search
that.
histories being shared is
Yeah.
probably a good thing. So,
So
but Joe was highly concerned.
I was very- I
when
really
I
was.
got home.
I think Joe has the answer as to why
yeah,
we
I'm
don't
back to the
do-
poop.
Yeah.
FMT, I don't know what that stands for.
Okay.
Involves putting healthy bacteria from a donor's feces into the intestine of a sick person
Okay.
to fight the
So
infection.
these are people that are having problems with pooping.
Digestion.
And yeah.
No,
No.
it's an infection.
Oh, it
They
is?
treat an infection with some healthy bacteria in
Yeah.
poo.
Yeah, but I think that's part of that infection makes it so that they are unable to
No.
poo or have some problems with it.
Fecal microbiota. I'm not going to download anything from this.
Wow. So my
Okay.
phone when I searched
Fecal
FMT
microbiota
is
therapy.
my phone brought up flame maple top.
Flame maple top.
fissile material treatment.
But one of the suggested other searches, people also ask, can you sell your poop to science?
How much
Somebody's
do you
Googling
get paid
that.
to donate poop?
Stool donation open biome. Okay, I'll leave this alone so I can sign up later.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I think we're all signing up.
Yeah, we're all gonna have class.
We're gonna have a little bit of extra money at the end of the week.
I'm good.
Pay for some gas now.
Come on, dear.
This is awesome. I can donate plasma and poop.
That's what I'm saying. Why
I'm
have a
gonna be
job?
rolling in it. So, if I remember right, the human body actually does have a numerical value to it, based on how much
Oh yeah.
how much the body is worth in like precious metal or in reusable material. So, like, just through the way the universe works, you do have a very, very minimal amount of AU or gold inside of you.
Thanks for just saying that to be
The chemical
scientific.
AU.
Right, but you can just say
Or
gold.
skull, yeah. So
I hope.
You can just say gold.
So everyone has just absolutely finite amounts of gold.
It's like you
there.
have a typical amount. You have a what I don't know what he said.
Well, I wanted people to know that it's like the chemical composition of
You
gold.
have a finite
not-
amount of a you. I know. I've got lots of a me in here. What are you talking about?
I want people to know that it's like the chemical composition of gold, not you don't have a golden nugget in your stomach. But
Right.
you have like enough
No,
in you
literally
that's worth
nobody
like
would think
$6.
that if you said that there was gold.
I
in there.
think
Joe-
roughly like 3 people would think that.
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
watching
world.
out.
Especially
Dallin
people
is
that are
one of
listening to your podcast.
I'm watching out for
Are
him.
you insulting
it was a
our
shout out to
viewers,
our
Dave?
No,
audience.
I'm saying because you guys are like super smart, so all of your friends are
Yeah,
super
all of
smart.
Oh,
them
you're
would
saying
think
they would
that
know
they
what
would have
a
a
I'm
nugget
nugget
saying
in
they
them.
would know what it means.
I
and
thought
they
you
would
were saying
trust
that they
it.
would think there was a gold nugget in their
Yeah, I
belly.
thought you were
Yeah,
saying that.
because I'm a jerk like that.
Well, that's
That's what
I'm
it came
confused.
off as.
I don't know. Just sell
I
your body for
apologize
precious
to the
metals.
audience.
Just
I
our
was
friends
meaning
specifically.
You are smart, therefore Dallin had to explain to those who may think
This
more.
story's going away. Just sell your body for precious metals. It's worth like $40.
$40.
Yeah, and like those like
$40?
I
platinum
can get
and
as
gold
much
and-
as that for my poop. Come
I
on.
can poop once and
I'm
get
a-
paid
I'm
for
a
my
factory.
body.
I was just it's
Oh my gosh, our light is flickering.
yeah, it means you're probably possessed.
Poop monster.
Mm,
So
probably not a poop monster.
Jade and I decided to be very nice friends and bring donuts for the
You
podcast.
did. They were quite
And really,
good.
it actually had nothing to do with these two. We were just kind of by Krispy Kreme, and we wanted Krispy Kreme, so we just used it as an excuse.
That is
There you
the
go.
biggest lie. I said, let's go get Krispy Kremes.
Oh.
And you said, well, how many should we get? And I said, at least a dozen because Dallin and Jace are going to want
Look
some.
Okay,
at
so
that.
maybe
Best
only,
friend
So-
Jade
only I was
for
thinking
us.
of myself, actually.
You are the selfish one.
See, I
here.
thought they just give you a donut through the parking lot.
What?
What's it called?
Drive-through.
Drive-through.
You can order one
I am
donut.
right for once. I've corrected someone else.
You can order a donut, but why order one when you can get 12?
She has a point.
I love this. Is why I married you.
I do like Joe's like fantasy here of just walking through the parking lot, someone just hands you a donut, and you just be on your way.
Just drive up to the window. Here you go.
I'm imagining something like classic Sonic, and like she's on
She's like a-
rollerblades with a tray full of
There's some
donuts.
kind of like old style
Yeah.
happy music.
Yeah,
playing.
some old
She has
music
some big
going
old
around.
tongs to be like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
oh,
on board
what?
with
While
that.
we were in the drive-through, so I have to have some kind of caffeine before I do the podcast, right?
We record fairly late.
Yeah. And what was our conversation, Jerry? I said something.
Joe's
You
wanting
said-
to talk about something that he has no idea what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
You said maybe you can get a soda here. And what was my response? Do you remember?
So he said, I need to get a soda. And I said, well, we can go to the soda factory.
Mm-hmm.
But
Good
then
place to get soda.
Yeah, but then I looked at the time and I was like, oh, but they're going to be there soon. So maybe you can get a soda here and then we can be home on time so they're not waiting.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, Joe just goes, yeah.
What I was
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
how
what?
much we mean down this. Yeah.
what I was trying to say was, yeah, I know. But instead it was just one all of those words in one. I was, yeah. And she just started laughing at me, and I didn't like realize what I had done.
He didn't understand.
In my
what
head,
he
I
had
said, "Yeah, I
just
know,"
said.
not "yeah."
Yeah.
He did a hand gesture like, yeah. And I was like,
I
what?
choose to believe that Jade, the way that she's saying it, is correct, and you're not.
Yeah, I don't even know what I
She's
said.
saying it.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I said.
He like threw an R like at the end. Yeah. I was like, what?
You're turning it more and more into a donkey.
But you ended up getting your drink,
And I'm getting my drink
and we were here the same
At
time
Krispy
as you.
Kreme.
Yeah. at Krispy Kreme. You can get
It's a
yourself a
bottled
Coke.
soda, so it wasn't like his favorite.
Is
But
that pretty expensive?
It was $15 for a dozen donuts and a Coke.
Okay, I was wondering about just the Coke.
Well, I don't know. I got
Oh.
all of those.
That's the
didn't
kind of
get
place
her
I
a
feel like
But
the
it was
Coke is going to
weird
cost you
because-
$4.50.
Yeah,
Instead
I feel
of-
like that's like buying it at like a
Yeah.
pizza place
I
where it's
hate
like
those
$6
places,
for a
yeah.
2 liter.
It was weird because instead of like handing them your card and having them swipe it, they give you the machine, and you have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I like that better though because then it's
Yeah.
like there's no awkward card drop like as they're handing it to you through the window.
Well,
Is that a problem you
Oh,
have?
I don't have
sorry.
that problem, and also I prefer where it's just sitting in front of you and
I
you
have-
just swipe it.
So I have plenty of grip
Like, I
strength
don't
to
want them
handle a
to
car.
hand
Brag
me
about
the
it.
thing.
I'm not saying that you don't, but
Dawn
I'm saying
with the
like
grip
them,
strength.
like their butterfingers as they drop it.
Ladies.
They've got glaze all over their fingers.
Joe might regret that.
Speaking of the ladies and Dallin, how has your week been going as far as the ladies?
Give us the
So
Dallin dating update.
So very little. So very little.
I thought you said you had something.
I
this
had
week.
one something.
Okay.
So listen to this.
This
Or
is
try
more
it.
than usual.
This is something. I think every week I've had.
You not the last week. I think you had 2, which made up for the week before.
Yeah,
where
those
I
are
think you
gone.
had none.
Those are gone.
This new one,
Those.
this new one, I matched with her, and I thought like, wow, like it was kind of one of those that, like, I'm gonna swipe up, but there's no way I'm gonna match because she's like super hot.
Up is
And-
the Mormon right.
Yeah, and apparently, girls don't see me as super hot, which it's beyond me. But anyway,
Yeah, you're looking super fit. Like
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying.
You do look
Compliments.
fit.
I swiped up, and I'm like,
Ladies.
it's not gonna work, and we did match, and I was like, whoa, go! And I looked, and she's from and currently lives in Brazil.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like Antarctica or something.
I don't
It's
know.
still pretty far though.
Yeah, Brazil is pretty far. I don't know how she popped up on my 50-mile radius barrier. She must have visited
probably
Utah,
visiting Salt
but-
Lake, and
but-
you happen to be close enough.
I guess so, but yeah. So that was a thing. It was
Wait,
difficult.
does it go by like your current locations? Like if you're
Yeah,
somewhere
it's just-
else, there's different people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when
it's
I
like
go
Tinder.
to Las Vegas, I'll play in Las Vegas for a while, and I'll be
Play
swiping.
You
in
don't
Las
play.
And I'll
Vegas.
be swiping around with all these
It's
Las
not
Vegas
a game.
chicks.
It is when my wife gets a hold of his phone.
It's
He
a-
comes over and she asks to play on his phone
That's
specifically for
literally-
that.
It's a great game, Joe. You should get it.
I'm,
Oh, really? As his wife is sitting right next to you.
Dallin's
You're
best
really
friend
going
Jade.
down on the points level
another
here.
donut interaction. What did you say that was upsetting to my wife about
So-
the donuts?
They crack open the box of donuts, and they have chocolate, jelly filled, maple, and glazed.
Not jelly filled.
Custard.
Custard, okay,
Filled.
custard. So Joe asks, "What do you want?" And I come running at the box, and I yell, "Well, I'm gonna get maple because I'm not an idiot
You
getting
said glazed,
glazed."
but it's okay.
Well, I said I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
get.
gonna
Oh.
get maple, not glazed.
I'm gonna get
I'm not
glazed because I'm
new.
not
No,
an
this
idiot.
is not how it happened. Let me just tell the story here.
Thanks, love.
Dallin came sauntering over. Let's be
Dallin
real.
came over. Dallin came over to get a donut, and he says, "I think I'm gonna go with the glaze." And right as I'm
Oh
saying,
yeah, that's true.
"Me too," he says, "Nah, I'll go for maple because I'm not an idiot."
Well, he said that because I like to make fun of Dallin for being
Vanilla.
super
Boring.
vanilla. And so when I saw he was getting a glazed one, I was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, no duh."
So your wife then took a glaze,
Yeah, she
and
did.
I also took a glaze.
Yep, you did.
And you were not able to make fun of Dallin.
No, I was not.
I was able to catch it though. As soon as I saw Jade
Why
grab
would you
them.
go to Krispy Kreme and not eat their famous glazed
That's
donuts?
what I'm saying.
Because I can
There's
get
chocolate
maple.
custard filled ones instead.
Their other donuts are delicious, but you have to start with a glazed and then work your way up.
She's got you there.
She does not have me.
No,
I
she
am
doesn't
the
have-
donut expert.
I don't even really like donuts.
Yeah, you don't even like
I
donuts.
would like to see your donut
So-
degree.
I'll get
Did
it out.
you
So-
graduate?
If there's an option,
Didn't say she
and
was
I'm
like
not
a
talking to
doctorate.
you glazed donut people. There's an option
Alrighty
here.
then.
Remember that later.
There's donuts and maple bars. Not the same thing, right? A
No.
maple bar,
No, those are not
different
the same
level.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind, Jace, you're on my side. Maple bar is a totally different thing than donut, Derek.
Yeah.
Are you saying that it's a donut?
Yes, because there's a chocolate bar donut. There's a maple bar donut. Like the only thing that
Well,
makes it
here's the
different is
thing-
that it's
I bet-
not.
No,
I bet you think a
no.
fritter is a
The-
donut
the
too.
No,
No, I
that's
don't.
totally
A
The
fritter is
reason
totally
that they
different.
say it's a donut is because it's made with the same dough. That's the only reason it's called a donut.
It lacks the nut form.
What?
What?
What is wrong with you?
It's the same dough, but it's
No,
fine. I guess the joke didn't land. I tried.
What joke?
because it's a circle.
Was the
It's
joke
a
you
nut.
being an idiot?
It's a nut.
It's a circle.
nuts have holes
It's
in them?
not a nut.
Yeah, when you take the.
When you
Yeah.
what? Drill a hole in it?
Mhm.
That's the only time.
Isn't that how you eat your peanuts?
There are no nuts.
Those
in
are cashews.
Cashews
Those
are
are
not nuts.
droops.
They're droops.
They're the
I don't know,
closest
I don't know
thing
either.
to a circle being a nut, though. They're
It's
rounded.
pretty much like a
It's like
cashew nut poop or something like that. I don't know. He was trying to explain.
It's
it.
a
cashew
cashew
nut
fruit.
Yeah, it's
poop.
$40 a nut.
Yeah, it's the little bottom part on the fruit. You pick that off. I don't know how cashew fruit tastes. I wish I did.
If it tastes as good as the poop,
Anyways,
I love cashews.
So
this girl from Brazil, I matched with her and I was really excited because I thought, maybe she lives here, but she's visiting Brazil for now. So I messaged her and I thought,
and it's all Portuguese.
she'll see it, but she'll see it's me and not message back.
Yeah.
And then she messaged back and my confidence is going way up. And so my go-to is like, are you excited for Halloween or whatever big event is going on right now? But it was Halloween. And she was like, no, I'm more of a Christmas
Halloween
fan.
in a week from now.
Yeah. And she was like, no, I'm more of a Christmas fan. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I asked her just to confirm that she was from Brazil. I was like, so are you really from Brazil?
Okay, yes, that's how you confirm that. You made it sound like you beat around the bush.
No, I asked, are you really from
just
Brazil?
to confirm she was from Brazil.
I asked, are you really from Brazil? And how's like Christmas down there? Is it very different from America?
It's warm.
Yeah, that too. And well, she messaged back. I don't even remember what she answered.
Okay,
but she was like, yes,
sorry.
and Christmas is really fun. Something pretty simple like that.
Sure.
So now that I had confirmed that she was from Brazil, I text her tudo bem, which means like, I don't even know what it means in Brazil in Portuguese.
No, you do not.
But it is like, hey, what's up? Do you want to be best friends? And then they say tudo bem back. And
But
that's
she
like,
probably
totally,
just
let's
didn't
be best
reply
friends.
because you said that.
Never replied. Made me super sad.
Pretty sure that's not what that means.
It is.
No.
No, it is.
Pretty
Someone
sure
Okay,
it's
1-to-1, I do know what it means. 1-to-1, tudo bem means okay. But
I think
when
that
you
means
say-
okay, good.
Yeah, so when you're
You said
so when
something
you
about
greet
it meaning
someone-
best friends. Let's be in a club together.
Yeah, so when you meet
So-
someone,
no,
when
no.
you meet someone,
it
someone,
really means okay.
yeah. So you know how we
It means
why
okay,
we-
good.
So when we meet people, we say, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" When they meet people, they say "tudo bem," meaning like, "Are you okay?" And then they'll answer "tudo bem," which means "I am okay."
Yeah, that's not at all what you said you were trying to say the first time.
Okay, but she just didn't reply.
She just didn't.
Probably she didn't recognize that you were trying to speak her language. You probably spelt it wrong because it's you.
I googled
You probably
it.
said like Toto Hem or something like that. You probably asked her if her dad was single or something. I don't know. That was the first thing I thought.
I googled it. I made sure, and I used Google Translate to make sure I got the right translation.
All right.
And I
She
spelled
got
it right, but I'm
She
really upset
probably
that
just
she...
noticed that you weren't really in her area and just. Was
Or
like,
she
"Oh,
doesn't
never
actually
mind."
speak Portuguese and she only speaks English.
Or it's some like.
She's caught in a trap like, oh, he's going to realize I'm not Brazilian. I better get out of this.
Or it's a man and you're being catfished.
Well, you know what, Jade? Remember like 20
That's
seconds
not happening
ago.
again.
Remember like 20 seconds ago when I said my confidence was way high?
Yeah.
Way to bring it down.
Hey, somebody's
She
wanting
never replied to you. Your confidence went.
somebody was wanting to catfish you. That's like a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, look at this. Tudo bem. Tudo bem.
Okay. I
You
don't
said
think
more
you
than
spelled
to
that
do
right.
hem.
Yeah.
What else did you say?
That is tudo bem. That's how you spell it.
What else did you say?
I'm
with
pretty
to
sure
do
it's
hem?
not an M.
Did you
Yes,
say
it is.
more
It's
Portuguese
an
crap?
M? I
Yes.
thought it was an
We're all
N.
looking at Dallin's phone right now, audience.
Okay, and Dallin's text would have been 2 words if he was telling the truth. It's a paragraph.
Yeah. What all did you say?
It's a
Yeah,
full
so
text.
Tudo bem and more about the Christmas talk.
All right, I want to see a picture of her. All right, I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
she could be Brazilian. I could see that.
No, she definitely has the tone
But this
of a
doesn't look
Brazilian.
like Brazilian.
No, that doesn't look like
No,
Brazil.
that looks like
Brazil.
Hooper.
Oh, and there's the Salt Lake Temple right there. So she
Yeah.
must be,
She's definitely was visiting, if she is.
Well,
or
yeah.
if she's just here.
Yeah.
See, no, but it says that she's in Teresina, Brazil.
But it says that right here too on all of her Salt Lake pictures. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
that's
where the
just a
picture was
location.
taken. It's where she currently is right now.
So I want to talk
Oh.
about a story.
Okay. What do you got?
Jade's on the podcast, so we might as well take advantage and let her tell a lovely story of one time when Jace slept at my house.
That's a story.
We kind of talked about it before the podcast, so.
All right.
It did come up.
Do you guys want to tell the story?
Jade could tell her side of the story. It's probably the more accurate part.
So when Joe and I first got married, Jace would come and sleep over at our house and play video games with Joe because
And
Joe.
We stay up till like 4
As we
o'clock in
do.
the morning. Jade
Yeah.
just doesn't like to say that I play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not her favorite thing.
We're good little nerds. We do that stuff.
Anyways, they were hanging out. Well, I can't remember. Were you working days or? Were
He
you...
had the chiropractor the next day.
Yeah.
Because I went with him.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. But I have to work the next day. I can't
I don't
remember why
You
I
did.
got up and
You
got
worked.
ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways,
Jade wasn't able to go to the chiropractor, so he took Jace for emotional support and stuff.
yeah.
He was.
It's a terrifying experience taking Joe to the chiropractor. Anyways, so I didn't know that Jace had slept over at our house, and
Yeah,
Joe
she was not aware of my presence.
was
in, the
in
house.
our bedroom. So I got up and got in the shower, and because I was in my own home, I was in the nude.
Indeed.
Oh my god.
So I
For
get
some
out.
reason, I thought the story was going to be the other way around.
Oh, it's
Hold on,
it's
just
both
wait.
sides.
I'm holding on.
So I get out of the shower and I go to walk into the living room to get in the
There's
laundry
There's a
basket.
door from that area of the house into the living room.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird setup.
Yeah. Into the living room, I had to open the door, but that's where my clothes were.
Mm.
So I went to open the door, and the door is stuck on something.
Definitely hit something.
Well, it happened to be
It's
Jace
my foot.
and his legs sticking off of the couch
Yeah.
in his underwear.
Yeah.
So there I was in my towel.
But he didn't see you.
No,
I
he
was
was
because we were up
asleep.
until
You just
4:30 in
saw-
the morning.
Oh,
playing
you were
Yu-Gi-Oh.
in your
All
towel?
of this.
All I said was, "Ah!" And I ran into the
And
bedroom
she's like,
and I
why
was
didn't you tell me he slept here? And I might have told you.
like, no, there was no, because I remember. I would have remembered.
I think when he was going to bed, he was like, "I'm gonna make sure that Jade knows that you're here." So
I think
that-
I told
that
you, but
doesn't happen.
you sometimes Jade talks in her sleep about homeless people.
I
See,
don't.
Yes, you
my
do.
wife-
One time.
Okay,
my wife
but you
talks
might have
a lot in her
responded.
sleep too. Like I will ask her questions and she will respond to me with logical answers. Has no idea that I even talked to her that night. Like I could be asking like if it's okay for me to go hang out the next night, and she'll be texting me after work like, "Where are you? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm at Dallon's house." Or
We were
something.
laying there, and I was like playing. This is when I work nights, so and it was a weekend, but I still didn't go to sleep till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
So I was playing a video game. Jade was sleeping,
Sure.
and all of a sudden she like taps me. And she goes, "Why didn't you give that guy money?"
You
And I'm
guys
like,
are pretty
"What
good
are you
about
talking
giving
about?
people money.
Why
like, if
didn't
they
you
need it."
give that guy any money? Because we're in bed, sweetheart. What are you talking about?
I believe every concert that I've driven somewhere with you guys, like you
I've-
guys have
I've-
given someone
Yeah,
money
I know.
in Salt Lake.
But now they say they have like signs everywhere that say don't
Don't do that?
support panhandlers and stuff like that. So
They make a lot of money.
You can bring like, I like to. I don't do this, but I'm going to try. My buddy's dad does this, where he always keeps like cans of tuna or some kind of food that he can give to
he
him.
has like those
Mm.
bumblebee tuna
Why
packets
give them a
that come
can
with
of
crackers.
tuna? They can't
Like a
open
bubble
just
tea.
No,
So-
like
Well,
the
no,
ones
'cause
with
they got
the
the-
flipped caps.
Yeah, they got the little pull.
sardine stuff.
And it comes with crackers and a spoon, so they can like spread it.
So when you're just talking about Jade sleep talking, it reminded me of a roommate that I had. He was famous for his sleep talking.
I know this guy.
You
no,
do?
I don't know this guy. He's not that famous. You've never told me this story either, so I don't know how famous he could be.
Called out.
Really?
Oh,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it like a
This
Tell
is
us your story.
It was
It's time
to
just,
pick
it was
on
just
you a little
revenge
bit.
for you making fun of the Segway thing.
Yeah, sorry, your
Oh.
segues suck. Gotcha.
So many people, anyone who lived in the same apartment as this guy would leave with some sort of like night what the heck is it called?
Terrors?
Night terror?
No, just when you talk in your
Sleep
sleep.
talk?
Sleep talking story.
What's it called when you talk in your sleep, Alan? I wonder.
So like one guy, he woke up and like this kid was totally asleep, but he was like shaking the bed.
Nice.
And the guy wakes up and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's shaking the bed. He's like,
Knock it off, dude.
"Yeah, you gotta stop this." And he's like, "We gotta go." He's like,
What
do
do
we
we
have
gotta
to-
get in the car, Marty.
what do we have to go for? And he's like, "We gotta invade the Russians." What? Shaking their bed. And then he
In
gets
Scotland?
yeah. And he gets out of the bed and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he starts hitting he starts hitting the guy, and he like snaps out of it and he's like, "Oh, I must have been sleep talking."
Oh my
Sleep
God.
Goes back to bed.
talking.
So when-
in quotes.
Yeah, so
He must have been having like a night terror to like be up and having such a vivid like action going on.
everything. So we play Magic, right?
Mhm.
This kid also played Magic.
Right.
So one time I woke up with him, and
And he was playing Magic.
he said, "I'm gonna attack for 14 damage." And I'm like, "All right, well, I'm gonna." I was like, "I'm gonna block," and he went, "Damn you!" And I said,
No
like,
trampling that
and
guy.
I was like, "Anything else?" And he's like, "I'll cast passive aggression and end the turn." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna cast." And I tried to think like the biggest thing I could, and I was like, "I'm gonna cast Emrakul and attack for 15." And he went, "No, that's not how the game works." Oh my gosh! It was all while he was asleep.
That's
Another,
impressive.
Um,
That's not how the rules work.
another time. Do you have a story you want to tell? Are we
running kind of low on time.
Another time? I'll be quick. So if you haven't figured out, this was a mission companion of mine. He woke up another time, and he started
Another time. When did this happen?
This is a different day. So
I'd say roughly 365 times a year.
Another time.
he was telling me
It's a different day.
he was talking as if he was talking to someone we're trying to get interested in learning the missionary lessons.
Okay.
And so he's saying stuff along the lines of, "Would you like to learn about the gospel? Do you want to know more about Jesus Christ?"
Sure.
And eventually he stops and he starts talking to me.
Mm.
And he goes into a whisper tone. And he goes, Elder Harvey, we got to teach this guy.
Was he Batman?
Batman?
That's just kind of
Elder Harvey!
That's kind of the voice he had. But he's like, "We got to teach this guy. Him and God, they're flipping tight." And he lifts up his arm with his
Flippin'
fingers
tight.
crossed. He's like, "They're tight. Like this."
Where is it?
And then he goes back to teaching the
Where is
person.
it, true man?
I just thought it was the most... He oh my gosh. He could do math equations in his sleep. It was insane.
This guy should probably see a doctor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got my wacky news headline of the week.
Hit us
here.
with it.
I tried to not get one that was animals.
You came close
I
to
mean,
not
I don't
finding one
count.
about animals.
So it's California man trying to burn spiders ignites home, which I think is
Impressive.
just,
I feel like he still got it.
yeah, he got
And
the
a few
spider.
others.
Hopefully.
He probably killed his whole family too.
Well,
The spiders,
no.
the spiders family.
Oh,
Spiders
no.
family.
Oh my! Wow!
Spiders family.
I was trying to get
That
insurance
was about as
payouts.
dark as it could have been.
Um,
I just remember hearing about these spiders. I feel like their nickname's like Whispering Death or something.
Mm.
Like
That
something
sounds like the
that.
plague.
pretty
They're-
sure that's a dragon on How to Train Your Dragon.
It could be,
Ooh.
but they're
Whispering death.
spiders with like all transparent skin, so you can see their organs and stuff working inside of them.
Oh.
That's
Ew.
gross.
It's so disgusting.
on
I saw
board.
a picture of one of them, and this one Australian was telling me that like when you crush them, they make this like really loud,
Aw,
high pitch
stop.
It screams.
noise. Yeah, when you squish them.
No.
Ew, like a crab.
And I thought that,
Gross.
oh man, I just hope to never encounter those in my entire life.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great. Well, we've pretty much reached our time limit. We're very grateful to have Jade here on the podcast. I think
Enjoyed having you on.
it made a great difference.
Hmm.
we got some great stories out of
Great
it,
presence.
especially about Joe.
Female touch.
We talked about Jace.
Yeah, we did talk a lot about me.
We definitely got some intimate details about Jace.
And
But-
his gray underwear.
Ah, right, there it is. All of it's out.
But thank you all for listening. We hope that you'll come back again. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And I'm Dallin.
I'm Jace.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Jade.
Thanks, guys.